Oh well, we already
It's all,
start.
it's fine.
We already started up. You can't forget your beanie, young lady.
I was stressing with my mic.
You don't need the beanie. You've got your natural hair. It's okay. What's up,
Thank you.
everybody? OG over here from Player Essence. Welcome to another podcast. Today we're at episode 35, I think. Mandy's mic is all jacked up. She has one of those crappy Blue Yetis, and it's all jacked up. So her volume isn't as good. And I know my volume is going all over the place because this YouTube Hangouts is stupid. But anyway, yeah, what's up, everybody? We're back with another podcast, back with the original crew. So yeah, Jordan is back. So Jordan, man, how you doing today?
Doing good. Glad to be back. Had a couple weeks off. One was, something's going on, and then last week I was at MagFest, but I'm back again, and I'm here to stay at least till I leave again.
I see those Sour Patch Kids cereal in the background.
Dude, that tweet's doing really well. Trying them out, man. It's
Yeah.
making its rounds on Twitter. I'm
Your
getting some
face
interesting messages
was
from people.
priceless.
Sour Patch Kids cereal. I still need to try that out. Like I haven't seen it at Walmart yet.
It's the best smelling cereal I've ever smelled because it smells just like the candy. The taste, however, I would not recommend putting in any kind of milk. I would just say if you're going to try it,
But
eat it without the milk.
what does it taste like though?
It tastes like a fruity pebble that starts really weird, like old sour taste at first, but then turns into a regular fruity pebble as you eat it.
That's because like why would you want to eat like a sour cereal?
That's the whole appeal. Like this. I think this is a cereal that's not going to last long.
Oh no.
So that's why I got two, one to try and one to keep sealed. So like 100 years from now, it'll be like worth a lot of money. It's like, hey, remember when they did Sour Patch? Yeah, and I could do a Nerdstalgic on it 100 years from now when I'm on my deathbed. Like, guys, you remember this cereal? It's really good.
Yeah.
To be fair, you drank it with half and half.
Half and half is the same thing as milk. To me, there's really no difference in taste. Even though there is. I know a lot of people are very serious about their milk. I've been on a lot of milk debates about whole and 1% and 2%. It's all a lie, a conspiracy. There's no difference. But people like to say there's
about that. Man, he's just like, I don't know. I mean, there's quite a bit of a difference, but I'm not going to talk about it right now.
Welcome back to the Cereal Podcast. Today we're going to be reviewing some Frosted Flakes. What's going on with your lighting now? Whoa.
No, I'm like all over it. Sorry.
Mandy is like Pepper Ann right now at this point. She bumping all over the place.
Oops.
Tripping. Oops. Sorry. Excuse me.
My mic just died.
Do you have a little bit to drink before the podcast here?
And this,
No.
my mic is
My
actually.
kids.
Dude, this thing is actually changed. Like YouTube Hangouts, like changes the audio levels by itself. I swear it does. Like I'm actually looking, and it's changing it. Maybe there's some type of setting that I'm in right now that that's the reason why it's doing that. But I gotta fix it.
Audio is confusing, so.
But anyway, what's up to everybody here in the chat? We're gonna talk about a lot of different things. We're gonna talk about Activision, and also Mandy's here. Mandy, say hi.
Hi guys, sorry about the audio.
It's okay. It's no problem.
You know, stuff happens.
Shout outs to Weam Gamer. Weam, I just saw your message about coming on the podcast, dude, and it was a little late. I'm terribly sorry about that, just because I was so busy shooting a video about Activision afterwards. We can definitely get you on Weam if you're watching next week. We'll get you on. All right, so I think we should get into Activision and this Bungie stuff, because that's like the big news that all the big YouTubers and big people are talking about. This big news. So Matthew Hammond with the donation as well, with the $1.99, and he says, "Can we get a new marathon on Switch from Bungie?" What's a marathon? Does anybody know what is that?
I don't get the reference.
Is that a video game?
Could be.
Okay.
Maybe it's an old Bungie video game.
Maybe. But Bungie split from Activision. So Bungie split from Activision. You know they make Destiny, right? And they bought the IP from them. So I don't know how much Activision charged for that. I was thinking maybe some inside information can come from somebody who has some inside sources, potentially, or maybe some inside insight into what happened.
What if I have some inside sources?
Yeah, what if she has inside sources?
Anybody who has inside sources can bring it. Anybody who
You
has
have inside sources.
I don't got nothing, homeboy. I got
He
nothing.
has inside sources.
I've got absolutely nothing. So, so yeah, basically the gist of it, guys, without getting too technical, because I have a video on it tomorrow. So basically, yeah, Bungie said we had enough of your crap. We've had enough. We want to do our own thing, and now they're becoming like a huge independent studio. And Activision sold them the license for Destiny. So they are going to be continuing with Destiny without Activision. They did get like, I guess, like 100 million from like a NetEase or whatever, some company that's going to be helping out or something like that. But you know, Destiny's huge. Destiny takes a lot of money to run. So I want to get some impressions on what you guys think about this. Let's start off with Jordan, potentially with some inside information. So Jordan, what do you think about this?
So when I heard the news, I was actually very excited because I'm a huge fan of Bungie. I love the Halo franchise. I don't like what Halo's turned into now. And I've always kind of like enjoyed parts of Destiny, but I felt it could have been a lot better under someone other than Activision's, you know, like parenting, you know. So I'm very happy that Bungie ended up splitting, and they probably, not inside information, they probably bought it because I know, aren't they at a loss for Destiny right now? I think they probably purchased it for several million, maybe, you know, tens of millions, like nothing too crazy where they couldn't afford it, but definitely enough where Activision's like, okay, well, we'll take back some of our loss on whatever from it. And that gives me hope because I want to see Destiny. I think the idea is cool. I think the setting is cool. I just think the games haven't been executed greatly. I don't think that Bungie wanted to make a Destiny 2 that quick after Destiny 1. I felt like Destiny 1 should have been a base game that had expansions for several to 10 years before a second whatever come out that would be a completely game changer to the original. So I'm excited to see where whatever they do now, I kind of want to see them fix and start over, you know, like try to do something new with Destiny. Not like say, oh, cut as a loss and ignore what we have now, but definitely figure out on expanding and fixing a lot of the problems that I've had, a lot of the players had, and just be able to do more without time constraints or budget constraints from Activision, you know, overseeing a lot of that stuff. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think this is a good split, and I'm happy for Bungie to be, you know, on their own right now.
All right. Sounds good. Mandy, what's your thoughts on this?
I think it has good potential. Activision's not the best, you know, publisher out there. So now that they split off, I think they could do more creative things instead of, you know, Destiny as it is. Because I have Destiny 2, and I was so disappointed, like really disappointed. So
what made it
potential.
What made it so disappointing to you?
The storytelling didn't really change. I was still as confused as ever. Like, and the repetition, the lack of anything interesting other than the Crucible, I think, and I forgot the other modes. Yeah.
I think with Destiny 2 is that it was too much of just the same thing. There wasn't enough. That's my thing. It's like it just kind of felt more of one. Just I think the controls were better, you know, really refined. I think that the gameplay in Destiny 2 is solid. The gunplay is really, really good.
Yeah.
I hate the always online aspect with these type of games. I hate that it just feels like I'm playing Destiny 1 with a couple slight upgrades, and that's my biggest issue with it. Is I don't see. I'd rather it just been another, you know, $20 to $30 expansion, you know, every year that, you know, adds a bunch more stuff, new missions, and have constant updates throughout the year rather than a full, you know, $60, you know, title release that didn't offer too much. So yeah, I agree with you that the second game to me is disappointing.
And they killed Cade, so.
Well, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, that's in the cover of one of the.
It's still spoiler alert, though.
I'm sorry.
You should have at least said spoiler alert.
I'm sorry, guys.
We need a spoiler alert thing on top.
You're off the podcast. I'm joking. So what do you guys think, you know, going forward with this new one? Like, let's say Destiny 3, you know? what are your hopes or your dreams or your wishes for Destiny 3? Tangible things that they can do that I would guess would be somewhat of a short turnaround, right? From Destiny, Destiny 3. I think they would have to make it within the next year or two. We'd see Destiny 3, right? I would think.
I think they should just call it Destiny and just merge everything together.
There's already called Destiny, though.
Yeah, but that's the first one.
Yeah, so they just call it again Destiny?
I mean, they called the last God of War God of War.
But that was different, though, because there was like years and years and years in between. Like,
Yeah,
like
the first Destiny if the next Destiny comes out next year, let's say, for any reason, the first Destiny came out in 2014. That's still a 6-year gap.
Yeah, but we're talking like the first God of War came out in like 2003 or 4, though. We're talking.
It could be a remaster or remake.
The thing is, like, I want to see if they are going to do Destiny. It could obviously continue it, whatever they call it, whether it be Destiny or Destiny and some subtitle. I don't think calling it. I think it would sell better, obviously, if they call it Destiny 3. But I do think that it needs to be an all-inclusive game that from then on is their major focus point. If they want to treat it like an MMO and keep it going, they need to treat it like an MMO. They need to see how WoW does it. There's no World of Warcraft 2. There's World of Warcraft and then an expansion every other year. There's something that keeps it going with a bunch of new stuff to do. There's constant updates and raids and new weapons and items. That's how they need to treat this game. Activision saw it as a way of, okay, let's make more money and just make a new game instead of just selling these updates because we're only selling them for $30 or whatever. Let's just make a $60 game. All right, they call it 2 on it. And that was I fully believe that Bungie did not want to do a Destiny 2 and call it that. I do feel like that's a decision on Activision's end. So I do want to see an all-encompassing game that from that point is the definitive version for a long time after that. But I also want to see Bungie work on other stuff. I hope this gives them the ability to not just work on Destiny and come up with another type of game, a brand new type of whatever, something that's really, really cool. Because they've done amazing work with Halo. I think for the most part, Destiny is a really cool idea that does have a lot of flaws, but it's still a fun game that a lot of people truly enjoy. I want to see them expand even further and try something even bigger or cooler or more sci-fi or whatever they want to do. But I know Bungie is a good company and they've done some great things in the past, and I want to see them keep doing better. I don't want to see them stuck in this bubble, so I think they'll have the freedom to do that now.
Well, I think they should clean up the story a little bit. As a story person, it's all over the place, and it's like, I don't get it.
Well, it's all over the place because you have to read some of the stuff online,
It's all over the place because in Destiny 1, there's literally like the campaign's so short and there's literally a moment where you meet certain characters and then in the next story mission, the game ends, but then they sell you a DLC that adds in what happens with those characters before the story actually ends. So they just took a chunk out to sell as DLC later, and that's the problem. They keep telling the story in these weird chunks and all over the place because there was this forced, like, okay, no, we got to make DLC, so chop that out, take this out. All right, let's light the story here. I know that Bungie can do a narrative story well. They've done it many times before. And I think that if they really buckled down and came up with something truly amazing, that they can turn Destiny around to something where when you talk about Destiny, either half the people go, yeah, I like Destiny, I play it, or it's, no, I hate that. I don't want to touch that. If they can turn it into something that's as great as Halo in terms of a response where everyone's like, yes, this is awesome, this is great, I love getting on and playing with friends, playing my own stuff, the story's great, the mythology of the world is great, that's what they need to build upon. And I think that now is their chance to actually fix that and kind of retcon a lot of the crap that happened with Destiny 1 and 2.
Yeah,
but I don't think we're going to get a Destiny. I think it'd be smart to get a Destiny 3 out like as soon as possible, but hopefully Bungie doesn't try to get a Destiny 3 out like next year. I want them to take their time, let it be something on the next generation of consoles, just keep working on something that's bigger and bolder for next generation.
Yeah, it makes sense with all that. I think some people were saying in the chat that like they put all the lore in the game, but it's not about just the lore though. It's like what Jordan was saying, and the first game didn't have all the lore in the game, so you're continuing from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, so that's a problem when the first, oh well, they did that now, but what about Destiny 1, when they didn't do that? So that's a problem when you're going from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. So that was an issue, right? It's a sequel, so, and then on top of that, you're chopping up lore that was in the game and wasn't in the game in the first game, and then you're chopping up parts of what happened with DLC. And that's what creates a messy story. So I mean, that's great that you fixed it, but that's the problem. Like you're releasing expansions or releasing DLC to fix or to put in areas. Not everybody's going to get that. People are going to see some of the deficiencies with that, the holes in the story, and it's just going to create an issue. And I think that's what I said in my video. I actually have a video coming tomorrow morning where I talk about Destiny. It just feels like instead of having a full complete game, they chop out things and say we'll fix it with DLC. I think that's what I realized with Destiny, the franchise. Oh well, we'll add content with DLC. Oh well, we'll finish the story with DLC. Oh well, we'll do this with DLC. Like everything is, oh well, we'll just fix it with DLC. When the DLC comes, we'll fix it. And I think that's the biggest issue that I've had with Destiny over the years. But it is what it is. Obviously, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I mean, going forward, they're independent now. This is a huge, probably the biggest independent company in the world now at this point, I would think, or one of the biggest independent companies. Indie, believe it or not, indie studios out there. What's going to be interesting, but before we move on to the next topic, is are they keeping all their employees, and where are they getting funding for that? Like, is just self-funding themselves? And because like, weren't they like 1,000 employees or something like that, or how many employees?
Yeah.
I don't know the exact number. I would assume the plan is like, I think you mentioned like they had some like help funding from like someone else as they're leaving, maybe. So I think with that extra funding is going to keep as many employees as possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about layoffs for any reason because of this, or like displacements of employees where Activision will keep some of the employees to save jobs. I don't know how good Activision is actually going to do that because, they like money, and doing that costs them money. So I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about some layoffs just because how massive this is now. They're their own thing. They don't have a parent company. They don't have big old Papa Activision to be like, oh, it's okay. You always have a roof over their head. Out, going to college. They're on their own now, so they have to figure it out, and hopefully they can. And I hope they can keep all the employees and keep working really hard and as much as they want on games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And give them back Halo. Honestly, they should just buy the rights.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but
come on, can we get someone else besides 343 to do Halo, please?
What if like Microsoft or Sony kind of, I don't know how this stuff works, like whole.
They could fund it. I mean, they can help fund Destiny if they want, and like they can have like Destiny exclusive on Xbox, or if they wanted to, it's their IP. So Bungie can do whatever they want with their IP. And if Microsoft or Sony or somebody wants to swoop in and get an exclusive, or say there's only going to be this or blah blah blah, they can do it. So
I do think there could be a bidding war on that. I do think that I know Sony's always hungry for the next best thing, so I wouldn't be surprised if they acquired somewhat of Bungie to make an exclusive, not specifically Destiny, but like an exclusive game. But I do think that now with Microsoft's like, hey, we're gonna buy whatever and fund whatever now, infinite funding for games, I wouldn't be surprised if there is like a newfound relationship again between Microsoft and Bungie. And I do have something to talk about Microsoft when I get a moment, about the Xbox One X, since I've had it.
We might have to. We've got to move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
But maybe we can swing back around to it at the end.
Yeah.
So keep it on. Make sure you don't forget it.
I won't.
Then I'll forget it.
I forgot it.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and the sales so far in Japan. They're nearing Splatoon 2 already. It's about at 2.6 million. Splatoon 2 is at around 2.8 to 3 million. So it's looking like it's going to catch it pretty soon here. So I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on Smash Brothers, what it's doing in Japan, and we did recently find out that that Splatoon 2 sold over 400,000 units in France alone by itself in 1 month, which is nutty. So real quick thoughts on that. We'll start with Mandy, and then I'll get that donation in just a bit.
Okay, so yeah, it's doing well. It's making its rounds, and the game deserves like all the hype it gets. So
This might be a question here for, I guess, Jordan, you can answer this question here. Shout outs to Rigo with the $5 donation. And he says, just a quick answer. NetEase invested $100 million and making an original IP with that. Okay, so NetEase is investing $100 million into Bungie, and they're going to be making an original IP with that. So it's not going to be related to Destiny then. So...
Well, I mean, that's, hey, you know, with that $100 million, that doesn't mean they have to spend the $100 million to make a game. I know Destiny's budget was ridiculous. It was the first Destiny game was, I don't want to be completely wrong, but it was like $500 million at one point.
500 million from what I remember, right?
Yeah, like it was a disgusting number.
With the marketing and everything that kind of came into play with it, you know, not just the development of the game, but just
right. The development probably cost between 250 to 300 million, and then you double whatever that is for the rest of the budget for marketing.
Exactly, or maybe even more for marketing. You know, maybe
even more. Destiny, the first Destiny's marketing was everywhere.
Nuts.
It was on everything, dude. I remember I was working at GameStop, like I think it was like right after I stopped working at GameStop, but the marketing was everywhere. There was like giant posters all over the front, like not sharing space with any other game.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But yeah, no, if they're making a new IP with that, all for it. I think then they can use some excess money and other funds to continue and build Destiny from that point on. You know, also with their reserve money they have as a company. But that's good that they're working on something else, and they don't need these giant blown over budget games. They don't need to spend $300 million.
They really
like
don't.
Movies don't need that. Video games don't need that. That's just
really
blown out numbers. That's why companies shut down. That's because Activision is like, yeah, 500. We'll do 500 million. Oh, it didn't make its money back, or it only made a little bit back. Dang, what happened? Oh, you spent too much money that you didn't need, so now you're not making back as much as you thought you would. That's what happens with movies. I know a lot about the movie industry. It's the same concept in the video game industry. Yeah. So it happens.
Yeah, definitely. Just to kind of cap off just a little bit with the Super Smash Brothers sales, I've talked about it quite a bit. I mean, it looks like Smash is going to outsell it pretty soon here. Good for Smash. I've been playing a lot of it. I'm looking forward to the next update. I want to see what they're going to be adding in. I want to see the next. I want to see Joker. I want to see Joker in the game. I want to see what's going down with Piranha Plant. I want my Piranha Plant. He should be here next month. So I'm excited to see what's next with the game.
So it was a smashing success.
I know, but nice pun there.
I just had to. I was itching to say something.
So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here. I think actually, let's go ahead and let's sneak in what Jordan wanted to say about the Xbox One X real quick.
I'll make it quick so I don't sidetrack too far. But I've been spending a little bit more time with the Xbox One X, and I've been known over like the last 5 years to really kind of crap on the Xbox One, saying, "Oh, there's not abundance of great games, or not abundance of games on there in general. It's kind of lacking. Like I don't want a system that just tries to be, an all-in-one player that does everything else for me and focuses on games last." But my time with an Xbox One X, I've kind of come around to really enjoying the system. I think it's very well made. I think the updates they've done to the actual layout of the system is a lot better than original at like launch when I first had it. I'll say this about Games Pass: it is 100% the best deal right now, aside from just getting it for $1 for like the first month, which is insane. The library of games you can get and access. It's insane to play these new release games for the cost of 2 major games for a whole year. You pay $120. You can pay it monthly, right? You get every new major release game. So Crackdown on the 15th of next month, you get that day included on your system. You just install it and you're good to go. And it's incredible. I was playing Forza Horizon, which is beautiful. I'm playing it on a 4K TV. The HDR on the system is amazing. And, I've given the system a lot of crap, and sure, it may not even be close to what Sony offers and the amount of exclusives and focusing on the games, but it's a very solid system, and I do publicly apologize to giving that much crap to Microsoft with their console. I am very impressed. I will say that the Xbox One X is a way more powerful console than my PS4 Pro. They're both very good, but the Xbox One X is leagues above it in its performance, and I'm very impressed with it. So that's just what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that publicly somewhere.
You want to put it out there.
Okay.
Put out
I just wanted to put it out there.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have to do that. I remember I was getting killed the other day because I was like, oh yeah, Link is garbage in Smash Ultimate. I was like, yeah, Link's garbage. And like everyone was like, what are you talking about? And then it was so funny because then there was a tournament, right, with the Smash Conference United. So it was a big tournament down there in Florida, your neck of the woods, Mandy. And Salem, who was a Bayonetta player, you know, in Smash 4, and everyone's, oh, well, he gets carried by Bayonetta. He's not that good, even though he actually is really good. He picks up Link. Everybody's saying Link isn't good in the game. Then all of a sudden, he gets top 3 at the Smash Conference. Yeah, in a huge tournament, you know, a major with all these good players, and he's bopping everybody. He's bopping fools left and right with Link, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna hear it because I just said Link was garbage. Like I said, and like we had like 100-something, 200 people watching, and I already knew what my users were gonna say, you know, because I have a lot of people that use Link in this game, and they're telling me, no, Link's not garbage. I'm like, no, Link's garbage, you know. And man, so I went on my little public apology. I actually made a video. I apologize. I think I went on live stream. Artist Akira, who's Akira, who is one of my users. He came on there just to tell me how I'm a fraud, and I just had to own it up, man. I'm like, you're right. I'm never again going to say this character or that character's garbage in Smash Brothers. I'm done. I've retired from saying characters are bad, or, you know, I'm just going to say characters that I think are good, and that's it. I'm not going to say anybody who's bad. So I know how it is, my man. I got killed over that because mine was even worse. Because everyone's, oh, yeah, OJ's the Smash Brothers guy, right? Oh, no. Apparently, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about because, you know.
Don't diss Link.
Do not diss
My
Link.
boy.
Yeah, and then I picked him up and started using him, and I actually started doing really well with him. I was like, oh, man, I should have.
So you were trash with Link. Not
no,
Link
it's not that I was trash with Link. I'm actually solid with him. I'm actually solid with Link. It was just that I didn't put enough time into him, and the problem is I was looking at the tier list that other people were making, and everybody else was saying that he's just like average or okay, but no, he's actually better than average. I think he's definitely a solid B tier, like higher B tier, if not A tier, like low A tier, solid B tier. So yeah, everyone say my years of research. People are calling me fraud, calling me my years of research definitely helped me out with my pick with Link. So I know how it is. You have to make those public apologies sometimes. All right, so let's move on to the next topic here, and that is Catherine Fullbody. Catherine Fullbody will be coming over to the West, but they just announced it's only on the PS4 in the West, and the PC recently got the original one. There's a digital deluxe version that you can go out there and buy, but Catherine Fullbody, it's kind of like the new scenarios being added in. This is the same game, it's the original game, but they have a whole new Catherine that's she's trans. There you go. I can say it. She's trans. I'm just telling you what's happening. She's trans. Okay, so they have a whole new Catherine that's trans in the game. No jokes in the chat, guys, about that. Okay, seriously.
I didn't actually hear about this.
There's nothing wrong with that if somebody wants to do that. Anyway, so there's another Catherine in the game that's trans, and they added her, and at least I think she is. I'm pretty sure she is. But she looks very much like completely like a female, you know, in the game. It's the girl with the pink hair. But anyway, so they added her in, and they added in new scenarios, new endings, new all this stuff, blah blah blah. But PS Vita fans were kind of like jilted today because they're like, oh yeah, Catherine Fullbody is coming over to the West, but only on PS4 and not on PS Vita, and the localization, the English localization is done, so they're just not bringing it over just because.
Nah. Okay. First of all, who has a Vita? Second of all, we still don't have Persona 4 on the PlayStation 4. It's like, I mean, you might as well get it on your PlayStation. And I don't even want to talk about a possible Switch port. I don't know about that. So
I'm wondering if this game is going to be censored. That's what I'm wondering about.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Sony's been censoring everything right now.
Now that you've like, I was like,
I think they'd have a bad controversy on their hands if they censored that.
Yeah.
What is the type of censoring? I mean, because I don't think there's any. There's not outright nudity in the game. I don't think so. So
not that I remember.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't. It's just like
suggestive, super suggestive things.
So it's just so you can switch. So it's the same game, except you can switch between these other characters to go after.
There's a new scenario added in with the third girl, Rin, and like
Okay.
she's like injected into the plot. So there's new things with her in there. So it's the same game, but they kind of retconned her into the game. Like
you got three girls now.
She plays the piano at the bar they kind of just inserted her into this whole love triangle type of thing.
Right.
It's still the same game though, but yeah, they inserted her in some new level scenarios with her and stuff like that. So
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with adding more content. That's fine. That's just dang. Catherine came out in 2011. That's just such a random game to like go back and be like, here's new content for re-releasing. So
Oh, it's an Atlas game, so I could understand.
it's Atlas.
Yeah,
but
it's Atlas. You know these weirdos.
Yeah. That's cool. Hey, that's cool. It's a full price title. Like $60.
We don't have the price yet. I mean, there might be the price in Japan. I'm not sure what the price is in Japan, but I mean, like it's coming out February 14th. So it's coming out February 14th in Japan, and then they just said general 2019 in the West. So I think, man, I think that there's something, man. I mean, is this game's gonna be? I'm thinking this game's gonna be censored some way. I don't know. Something just tells me that like.
But I mean, the first release wasn't censored.
Well, no, Sony has new policies now.
But I don't think they would have.
They
would have said
censoring
something by now. So
I don't know if they're censoring it in Japan. That's the thing that we have to see. Like, because like they didn't outright say that they're not censoring it. That's the thing. Like when Alice was talking about it, like, oh, don't worry, guys, we'll be okay. And then we're like, okay, well, are they censoring it? And they wouldn't answer. They wouldn't answer the question, what's been altered, what's been changed compared to like what it is. I mean, we know that they're going to add in new things, but they wouldn't outright say that there's no censorship in the game,
But what kind of censorship is it?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
it could be little.
It could be. It could be, but then again,
like nobody would even notice unless.
But then again, like that's what Nintendo thought with Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Oh, this is not that big of a deal, and then it like blew up in their faces.
Well, that one was. I don't think that one was like much of a big deal.
It was.
What did they censor in that game?
They censored. There was a part where Tsubasa does a photo shoot with like a crazy dude. Like he's like one of the people that they have to go kind of fight, and like she's like just like in a bikini. And they censored. They didn't even like just make it like booty shorts or something like a little bit longer, like a wetsuit. They completely changed the bikini to like a 1990s like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like it completely completely changed the tone.
But those kind of trope, like every manga I've ever read always has that trope of like there's some like creepy dude who's taking like a photo shoot of girls in bikini. Like I've read it in like so many. Like that's not even that offensive.
It's not. And the fact that it was censored, Nintendo probably didn't think it was that big of a deal. But I mean, if people flip,
I didn't think it.
But what's the game rated?
Game's rated teen.
Oh.
Okay, so what? A teenager's never seen a girl in a bikini before?
That's what I'm saying. Like Nintendo was being crazy with the censorship, and like it's small because it doesn't affect the censorship in the game. Does not affect the game. It only affects the context of what they like. Like, oh my gosh, like he's flipping out because she's in a bikini, not because of this outfit. So they changed around like some of the wording with it. It's not a big thing at the end of the day when it comes to gameplay, but people literally did not buy that game because of it, and like the sales were trash too. So
I thought like. I didn't know about it while playing the game. It didn't really impact anything. And honestly, I've seen like, rated M games handle things more trashy than kind of, I like, innuendos and things that are not like outright in your face. I don't care about bikini and booty shorts and, boobage, but, but like, they have to take that scene out. It didn't really impact the story. I mean, she's not wearing like a parka.
I could go into depth how it impacted the story somewhat with some of the other censorship, but we're not going to do that. We'll see about Catherine Full Body. 2019 release, just general 2019.
Yeah, we got Jiggle Physics, the game on the Switch. No problem.
Panty party.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. I can't even cover that game like without laughing. So I actually made a video and I'm like, I scrapped it. I'm like, I
I
think I'm
can't
good.
be serious.
Yeah, I cannot like.
Oh no, bikinis! Watch out! Your kids might see a person in a bikini. This is rated T for teen. Hey, you know what? It's up to the parents' discretion.
Yeah.
You know when it's you know what it says T has like why it's rated that. It'll say for you know whatever kind of content. It's not that bad. You go to any pool, ocean, you're gonna see that. And I don't know, that's stupid. If Catherine gets censored, that's pretty dumb. I thought Catherine, when I originally played it, was pretty tame for the subject matter that it was doing. Like I got the collector's edition when it came out. You know what that came with? A pair of underwear. Like that was a really funny collector's edition.
It was the same, like the one with the sheep or whatever, right? Or like
that was heart underwear, and there was and then there was like a body pillow. There's a t-shirt, there's a Catherine t-shirt in there as well. But like the game was harmless. There was no, I don't think there was any nudity at all.
I thought the game was really good. Like for the subject matter, I thought it was really interesting and unique.
I thought it was a interesting, difficult dating simulator kind of.
Especially because I played as the guy, so it's interesting to see my outcomes on it versus somebody else because I don't know. I looked at it different.
But before we go though, I will say with one of the new scenes, like if you watch the there is like scantily clad, right? So like women in underwear. There is that, but there is one of the scenes, okay, with the new girl Rin, and she's running and she needs to get somewhere, and she bumps into the guy, right? The main character guy, and right her bottom area just bam, right on his face, you know? Like she just accidentally bumps into it and it's just right there. So I'm thinking like stuff like that, you know?
Oh, because that's so offensive.
I fell on your face.
Yeah, she literally just like and it's just planted right there, and he's just like, oh. You know, so just stuff like that is like, I'm thinking like, okay, are they gonna be cool with that? You know, I don't know. So
if they are, that's some BS. It's what's Catherine's rated M?
It's rated, yeah. Oh yeah, it's rated M, yeah.
Then who cares? Don't censor. Rated M means for adults, and if like, oh my god, I hate that kind of stupid censorship. I get like, if it's a kids game, right? If it's like E for everyone, a kids game, and there's something from Japan that doesn't translate well over here, understandable since it's for everyone. But if it's an M-rated game for adults, and if an adult for some reason can't handle something as dumb and innocent as that, as a cartoon character's lower half landing on the face of another person as a joke, I don't understand why someone needs to come in and say, no, we don't want you can't see this. We don't want you to see this.
Well, that's what Sony's been censoring everything lately. So we'll have to wait and see on it.
That's weird.
We'll have to wait.
Because it's like they're a Japanese company and they don't, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that.
It's their American division that's doing it.
It's their, yeah, they're conforming with what they think how America, like America,
Japan don't care.
America is very like, you know, violence is okay, but sexuality is not okay. That's like way worse, you know. Like Uncharted is rated T for teen, and you're literally murdering like thousands of people, you know.
Yeah.
So that game's T for teen. Like all of them are T for teen when it really should be M. But because like an 11-year-old or 12-year-old can walk in and go buy Uncharted, you know, that should be an M-rated game, but it's a T-rated game because of how America thinks about violence compared to, you know, other countries and stuff.
So wait, why aren't sports games rated at least T for teen? There's cheerleaders. We can't see cheerleaders. What?
I guess they don't focus on them enough. But
okay. When it comes to sports, everyone has a different tune. I see how you think, America. Gotcha.
So we are gonna move on topics here. We've got the Switch hitting 7 million units, and we're gonna spend a little bit of time on this before we get to the last topic, which I do want to spend a little bit more time on. We'll spend the last 15 minutes, so we'll spend 5 minutes on this topic. Switch hit 7 million units in Japan. So kind of circling back around to that, it's actually really close to the PS4. PS4 is like at I think 7.6 or 7.7 million units in Japan. Switch is already at 7 million units in about less than 2 years. This was from the end of December, so it looks like it's going to pass it up this year. Any quick thoughts on Switch hitting 7 million units, and any predictions for how much it's going to sell for the year. We'll start off with Jordan. Jordan, any predictions and your thoughts?
I think it's going to hit big this year. I think this is going to be the Switch's second biggest year. I think last year was pretty decent. There's some obviously good releases here at the end that helped it. But I think with certain games that come out this year, it could be a really, really big system seller, system sales in total for 2019. Pokemon, supposedly Metroid on November 29th, maybe. Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem. There's so many games. There's so many good games. It's going to be a crowded year full of a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff that people have been waiting for, stuff that have been like, oh, I'm not going to buy the system until Animal Crossing. Oh, I'm not going to buy it till a real Pokemon. Not going to buy it till this or that. There are some actual good games that are going to really push it forward this year, and I think that it's going to do incredibly well, especially during the holiday season when you have Pokemon coming out and then possibly Metroid. I think if they really use Metroid as a system seller and promote it heavily, and that this is a big deal, then yes, I think it's going to be a very big year, especially towards the end.
All right, Mandy, thoughts?
I mean, I saw this coming. It could only improve from here, and I could see it being big, especially if they do like a smaller version for cheaper. So yeah, I think it's doing good.
Japan does have a no dock, cheaper version of the system.
Yeah, because they're always on the
handheld only version.
Like
that rumor.
Yeah, there is that rumor out there. I know. I mean, it's not even. Is that a rumor more so than Michael Pachter? Michael Pachter just said he thinks it's gonna happen. So
who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Honestly, I mean, I think the Switch price point now is already great. So it's like anything else they do is just like extra cherry on top at this point for themselves.
With all the games coming out, I think it's fair priced. I bought it like release date and when it had like 2 games. So
I think you can already compare the system to like Sony in terms of exclusives, like with like they're pumping out exclusives constantly. And has there really been like a definitive bad Switch exclusive yet?
Pokemon Tournament.
Like
no, I mean that's more of a port.
Pokken?
Yeah.
Poken's good. What are you talking about?
It's good, but that's still poor.
They're sitting on so much potential with that game.
No, Pokken, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Poken's good. It's a good game.
Yeah, I liked it. They'll do a sequel. They'll make a bigger sequel.
They gave you 2 Pokemon for DLC.
Oh, well, I think it was 4. They had 2 different battle packs. Yeah, 4, and then if you count from the Wii U version, there was more DLC.
They added Decidueye, right?
Yeah, they added Decidueye. They added Caesar. They added Blastoise, and they added
Caesar is good. I was good with Caesar.
Okay, yeah, I understand that, but it's not a bad game, Mandy.
Okay, someone said 1-2 Switch. So okay, fair. To be fair, I don't really count that as a full game. It's more of a tech demo. It's still sold like a game. I get it. Sure, it's bad, but I've had fun with it at a couple parties. It's not great though. Would never pay $60 for it. That's disgusting. Get out of my face.
Well, it's $50.
Oh, still not even close to paying that much.
Would you pay $50 for it?
I'd pay no more than 10 for a tech demo. It should have been free with the system, but I've said that for almost 2 years now.
I think they were gonna give it like with the online, like here, have this Switch with your friends online.
Dude, they need to hop on that bandwagon of what the other consoles are doing. Like, since you pay for online, here's 1 or 2 free games a month, 1 game from the eStore, and here's a title release. Like, here's ARMS for free. This month, like that. They need to start doing stuff like that rather than, hey guys, here's 2 more NES games. Here's
another ROM.
We'd have to pay more because you have to pay $60. You have to pay $60.
No, Nintendo's doing fine. They need to start doing stuff like that. Sony and Microsoft, if anything, should not be doing Games Pass and being like, here, you pay $1. You don't even have to have Xbox Line. You pay the $10 a month and you get like hundreds of games. It's ridiculous. And it's like uncomparable. And I know it costs nothing for, if they look at a game, they could be like, okay, what game is not selling too well, that we should give out, or a game that sold too many where, we stop making money on it because it sold well enough. All right, let's throw, this on there. Like since Xenoblade, the Torna version is out there, why don't they just throw the vanilla version on there for free to get people interested in that? So then they go and buy Torna, stuff like that. They can They can start doing things like that.
I don't know if that's a good business decision, but hey, I don't know what Microsoft is doing. Is
all the other consoles do it.
I don't know if it's a good business decision though. Like for them,
Sony's been doing it for years.
Sony, once again, it costs $60. It's not $20. It's $60.
I'd rather pay if that was the case.
But
I get it. I see what you guys are saying. Trust me, I get it. But then you'd have to charge more. I don't pay for Microsoft and Sony's. I don't pay for their service, and on top of that, Games Pass is on top of your online fee. So it's like
you can buy it separately. I don't pay for Xbox Live.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to play online, because a lot of those Game Pass games are online. So if you want to play online and you want Games Pass, it's what, almost $200 a year for those services for everything combined.
If you do it that way, sure.
Which a lot of people are doing. I mean, you guys are telling, oh well, $10 a month, but it's times 120.
Well, look at Sony for $60, a year. It's what I pay for online for PlayStation, right?
I think 60 is too much for what they offer. In my opinion,
$60 for a year. It's not bad. I mean, sure, it's triple Nintendo's, but like at the same time, for $60 a year, you get 2 to 5 free games a month, not only on your PlayStation.
How many of those games do you play? Do you
guys
actually
they've given out Destiny 2? They've given out Destiny 2 for free. They've given out major release games, a couple months after their release. Like they've done pretty good at their releases. Some months are pretty crap. I will admit they're just kind of throwaway months. But there's some times where you really get some games you're like, wow, that game's free. It came out a couple months ago. Heck yeah, I want to download it and keep it forever. That's dope.
I think I would rather pay $60 if they beefed up the online, started doing stuff like that. I wouldn't mind because.
Listen, they need to get on Game Pass.
We need to voice chat on the Switch. So
I don't mind if I don't want to pay $60 online for really. If I would like to play it as cheap as possible. I really don't want to pay $60 online. But that's just me. I get it. Some of you guys want to do it. That's fine. You guys. I don't pay for Microsoft and Sony's online.
If there's a reason if they offer enough.
I don't think right now. Opinion. That's you guys, and that's what.
I don't think for $20. Like, what are you paying $20 for? Just so you can play Smash online?
I'm just paying to play online. Really.
Yeah, I don't think there's any value, and I don't think there's any value right now that Nintendo offers at all.
Yeah.
Like, you get a bunch of NES games, and then you can play online. Something that you're already doing for so long, which they messed that up themselves. But if they started making it, because that's why I think they need to make the $20 more worth it. I don't need a bunch of these NES games. That should be on them included because they've had them for years and sold us to them a million times. Great. Throw more free stuff on there. But a free game every once in a while, like an ARMS or like some extra DLC for a game. Like, hey, Splatoon fans, here's an exclusive item for people who play online or something like that. Like that would be amazing if they were able to do more online that's worth it.
I agree that they should do more, but I don't agree with, they should just give away this, and this because Microsoft and Sony do it. That's what I don't agree with. Microsoft and Sony do it, so then they should do it.
If they need to up their value, then what are they offering you for $20 aside from just playing online and these NES games?
Some people only want to be able to play. Like, I would pay $20. Like, if Microsoft and Sony said, hey, I don't need all of Microsoft and Sony's crap. I don't need all of their games that I'm not going to play. Games Pass, they give you all this crap that you know you're not even going to be able to play. That you guys know, both of you guys don't play. You guys don't play all this crap that they give you, these free games, all this stuff. It's just fluff.
I downloaded like half of Games Pass.
You guys don't play all that crap. You guys don't play all that crap, and you know you guys don't.
I can give you my PlayStation.
Personally, me, if Microsoft and Sony, said you can pay less, and we'll give you online play, and you can pay less, and like you don't need all this crap that they give you, I'd be like, okay, I'll pay less. Because I don't need all this stuff, but they force you. They say, oh, well, it's for value. I've had Microsoft and Sony's online before. I've had it before. And I've never played all the crap that they give me because I'm an adult, and adults don't have time to play 5 million games free on Games Pass. No adult has time to play all this trash and all these things that they just throw in there.
Games Pass has got trash. Games Pass has all the good games. They have all the major titles. You want to pay full price for your Crackdown?
Games Pass, if you like Xbox games, then you're right. If you like first-party Xbox games, Games Pass might be a good option.
And a bunch of Xbox 360 games and Xbox original.
I'm not against that. I'm not saying that it's bad. I just don't think that everybody should just copy that, like digital only games and $10, $120 a month, digital only. I'm not sure if that's the way that everybody should be going. Just because Microsoft does that, Microsoft is backed by like a mega billion-dollar company that doesn't obviously doesn't care how much money or profit that they're making with the
That's
Xbox
great,
division,
and Nintendo needs to start thinking that way. So Sony's always in the crappers in their main company, so they probably can't think that way. But Nintendo, they're fine. They'll figure it out.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm the Nintendo person here, so well, me and OJ, but I think if anything, they should like have plans if you want this plan or that, but that could be a little too complicated. But I think they should just charge 60 and take some cues from Microsoft and Sony, like, oh, we need voice chat. We need a way to message our friends.
I agree. I didn't disagree with that.
No.
I agree.
Okay, wait.
Yes, bring Discord.
Wait.
Discord even said on Twitter they're down.
But not charge $60 for voice chat. That's stupid.
Oh, let me talk.
For $20, there should be some voice chat.
Yeah, that's fine. But it should. Yeah, I'm saying that not charge 60. Well, Microsoft and Sony, like, it should be 60. No, I'm not. I don't think we should charge 60. Then all of a sudden, oh, voice chat. Oh, 60. That's worth it. You know.
Let me finish.
I'm letting you finish. Go ahead.
Okay. They should take cues from Microsoft and Sony. Maybe not 60, but have voice chat, a basic way to message your friends, because I look at my friend list and I can't do anything but look at their past games and whatnot. Or if I want to invite somebody, have an easier way to do that. Have a more, enticing kind of virtual console app or something that makes it where paying online is kind of worth it. Like, they should do more than NES games at this point. It should be a full-blown virtual console app. And I don't know if I'm asking for much, but your servers need to ask for it.
A full-blown virtual console isn't easy. That's not easy to do. Ask Sony. I mean, they can't even make a regular separate device virtual console type of thing. So that would be harder to do. But I agree with you guys saying that they need to make it more enticing. I agree with you guys that they need to add more features in. What I don't agree with is like, oh, they should just give away all these games because Microsoft and Sony do it. That's what I don't agree with.
Something like this if you pay for the service, like. Let's say for the eShop, it's like, all right, so for all of our back catalog of games, NES, SNES, whatever, all the systems up until, the GameCube, however far they can go. It's like, yes, it's half off. If you're part of this membership, it's half off the face value price. If not, you can still buy them without the service at full price. But if you have this service, whatever we're charging for it, any game you want is half off for stuff that should cost money. And then new party titles that you buy digitally that are $60 full prices, you can get for $50. I'm not talking about just using their coin systems to like get money off games or whatever they do with their points or whatever, but like an actual thing that makes it a little bit more worth it, that it can get away with charging more, or have separate plans. Like you just want basic online, you pay $10, you get voice chat and you can play online. For $20, you get some NES games. For $30 or $40, you get discounts and a bunch of extra stuff for your games. There needs to be something worth the online. And for me, like when I see Microsoft stuff, I feel that there's value in it. When I see PlayStation stuff, I feel I have value in it. Even at $20 with Nintendo, I see no value in it. It really, to me, I'm never going to touch those NES games on there. I have no interest in sitting down and playing them. That's just me. And that's my attitude. But for just online for $20 with nothing, like that's it. That's all they're offering. Something they had for free for a year and a half that just like now it's $20. I'm still against their whole business model on that. And I think they've done it completely wrong. And Nintendo needs to realize that there has to be value. Whether you're in for everything or not, there needs to be some sort of value that makes it worth it for everyone, because you as one person are not who they're selling it to. It's everyone.
People are buying it because you need. I think the value.
People are buying it for fucking Smash. Excuse my language, but that's it.
I'm saying, look, the reason why people buy
it for anything else.
The reason why people buy online play for all these companies, if Microsoft and Sony didn't lock online play behind that, nobody would pay for barely anybody would pay for their services. You're making, not you in general, but people are saying, oh, well, I get these other things with the online play. If Microsoft said, you know what, how about, like, remember PlayStation Plus? Remember back when it wasn't locked behind that? Nobody bought PlayStation Plus on the PS3. Barely anybody signed up for that because people were just like, I don't need that. And yet they offered a bunch of free games. They offered all this crap that's there. That's value that you guys are saying. But they only forced you with the PS4 to do it. If that was a good idea to do what they like, you know what I'm saying? Like with what online play is, that is the main driver of all of this is online play. Not Games Pass, online
but when they did force you, did they or did they not try to give a value to as many people as they can, regardless if you're just wanting to play online or you wanted to take advantage of the free stuff?
It's in my
they didn't
opinion,
just say, okay, now we're forcing you to have online,
subjective.
and now we're giving y'all nothing.
The general populace, and I think what people think, they think that PSN is worth it. I'm looking at it like there's a time factor. A lot of people don't think about time. They just think about what's shoved in front of my face, which is marketing, which is fine. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. People just think, what's shoved in my face? Well, 500 games? And then they don't realize, hey, all that stuff that I'm paying for, I don't actually even have time to play, or I don't even take advantage of.
You could download it to your console and then delete it off your console and then re-download it back any other time you want once it's added to your library. So even if you can't get to all these games right now, you can go through your back catalog later.
I personally feel that Steam is if we're talking about, Steam is a much better option. You can get games
if you're gonna throw that
way cheaper, and it's for the online plays free. And that's what I've done.
You're throwing in computers. That's an unfair, dude. The computer just smokes anyone. You throw the computer out there, it smokes anyone's deals, prices, free online. It's nowhere close.
I agree with all of you guys' points. Nintendo needs to make a better online service. Nintendo needs to do more things to make it better. I agree with all of that. What I don't agree with is that they should just, Microsoft does this or Sony does this, so therefore they should do this. Oh, they should charge $120 a month and give us free. Like, I don't want that. That's the thing that I don't want. I don't want that crap.
I'm not even saying that they should charge more for this and that. I'm saying for right now, the $20 I don't feel is worth it. I have no value in paying for online when there's nothing else they're offering me besides a handful of NES games where, hey, it's January, here's 2 games. Here's Link 2 and whoever.
To me, the value is playing online because everybody charges for online. That's the real value behind any of this crap.
But they did it wrong.
In my opinion,
the other consoles, PlayStation and Xbox One, started with paying the online. The Switch was like, it's on.
That's semantics. That's semantics, Jordan.
Now you have to.
That is so semantics. Oh well, they started with online play, so it's okay now. They started charging. That's semantics.
That's like me saying, hey, dude, you wanna smoke this joint for free? Oh yeah. Oh wow, I like this. Okay, cool. Now you gotta pay for the rest of it.
That's irrelevant. It doesn't. So if Nintendo started charging from the beginning, then all of a sudden, oh well, it's okay now. You know, well since
there wouldn't be as big of a debate. It would still be a value debate, but it wouldn't be the.
I don't like semantics, Jordan. I don't like them.
What about
Nintendo screwed up? Just admit it.
No, I admit that they can do better. What I'm saying is
they've done bad. They launched online.
You're essentially saying if they charged for online earlier, it wouldn't be as bad right now, which is semantics by definition. That is literally semantics by definition. You're saying, well, since if a company charges from the beginning, it's okay, even if it freaking, you know what I'm saying, even if they're charging,
it's just like Nintendo going, oh, we can make more money too. Man, Let's charge later now.
Let's let Mandy talk because people are saying, go ahead, Mandy.
So my thing is, it feels like a waste of $20 because I don't get anything out of it than the free version of it. And they should have added something where you could chat with friends or voice chat. You make that face now, but like it's the basic functions of an online system is not there. The servers barely run. Like in Smash, the lag is real, and they want you to go out and buy a LAN adapter. Well, I paid $20 for online. I feel like that's an excuse that they have. Oh, it's $20. All quality is out the door. So everything you say, oh, it should have this. Well, it's $20. Oh, it should have that. Oh, it's $20. So my thing is maybe it should be more than $20 so we can get more quality into it. So people don't just brush it off like, oh, it's $20. And there's still so many functions that are lacking. The servers are bad. So okay, where is the $20 going to? The NES games? I doubt it. So
I think we can all sit here and agree that the Nintendo Switch was a mistake and Nintendo is wrong.
What? No. I don't agree with that. I love my Switch.
It's interesting watching the chat because some people say, well, you got a free trial for a year and whatever. And I'd be personally.
We didn't get Smash for that trial.
Well, I mean, you got Mario Kart, you got ARMS, you got Splatoon, you got a bunch of other games that were good online games that were launched in that same time frame. Splatoon do people not play Splatoon online? I mean,
but it's like
but now they can unless they fork up the money.
It was so basic that people didn't even notice. But when $20 is like, wasn't I doing that thing for free just a moment ago? And the things are still trash, so I don't even know what they're improving on. So I don't even think they should have not charged online or charged it with the better things. So.
Nintendo should have set that example and said, you know what? Our online's free because you want to play online here.
Exactly.
They should have done something like that and led by example. But if you want access to our programs where we give you free NES games or something like that, you can pay $20 a month and you'll get other features added on top of that. So it should have been free for the entirety of the system.
Nobody would pay for that because it'd just be like PlayStation. Like that's what PlayStation Plus did.
Some people would.
Some people would, but nobody would pay for that. We saw what PlayStation Plus with PS3.
It's not like they're working hard on that service anyway. It's been out for months, and they're like, here's 2 more NES games, guys. Here's 2 more after months of having it. Here's two more NES games.
Look,
it's $20.
One of them is crap, by the way.
We got weirdos in the chat like VCIVZ saying, "Oh, like, you're not saying what you're trying to defend it." Like you got these weirdos. I'm gonna make a video why you're wrong. VCI, calm down.
Do it, please. Make videos on why OJ's wrong. I'll like and comment and favorite all of them.
What if I said that's wrong? First of all, that's the thing. I don't want people taking.
I don't know. I just still want to see the videos.
What have I said that's wrong? Here's what I said. Nintendo needs to improve the service, but I don't want them making it like I don't want 2 separate services. One for $120 a month, another for $60 a month. So $180 a month to get all this crap that you don't need. In my opinion, $60 a month or $60 a year.
But you have options there for other things. When you get Xbox Live, you don't just get online. There's other stuff that they give you. There's games with gold on there.
They give you a bunch of stuff that as an adult with a job that you don't need.
Like, I'm an adult with a job, and I love all the extra free crap I get.
You do, okay? That's for you. But to me, I see a bunch of crap that nobody cares about. That's just being thrown at you.
You don't care about.
Okay, well then that's the
so it doesn't work for you. Again, it's not about you. It's about everyone.
And there's a lot of people. There's a lot. Hold up, Mandy. There's a lot of people in the chat that are saying, "Oh, well, you guys think that the online is not worth it," but I think $20 is fine, and I think I find value in that because you have to pay. So I mean, I think for everybody, it's different in terms of what you find value in.
And that's great for you.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, what I'm saying is that I see a lot of ways that Nintendo can improve the service. Like I see what you guys are saying there, but what I don't see is like just copy Microsoft and Sony. Like I said like a million times, I don't want them to do that. That's where you like I don't want a bunch
I think they should take cues of value. I think they should take ideas of value.
You get all these games, and then where do they go? Like your hard drive is gonna fill up faster than you know it. If you have a 500 gigabyte,
get a new SD card.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like with the regular games that you buy normally, on top of all these games that they would give you, your hard drive space is gonna evaporate. Just like my Xbox, I had like an original Xbox, right, guys? And I had Xbox Live back then. They gave me all this crap, and before you knew it, I'm just deleting games. I'm re-putting back games. I'm deleting games because they're just giving me all this stuff that I don't need.
You could live stream from your PlayStation or Xbox. That's something that I used early on, was just my PlayStation to live stream. And oh man, did I get so much value out of that alone. Like I could just press a button and it's there. It does all the work for me.
That's not part of like I mean, you would need to pay for the online service for that, but I mean like that's not part of what we're discussing. Like, I mean, if you have a capture card, you can just stream. I mean, that's value for some people. It's valuable. Money. But for me, it doesn't matter because I have a capture card that can give better frame rates, give better output. You can only do 720p, 30 frames per second on that. So
you're a YouTuber. That's different. I depended on it early on when I started.
That's fine, but I see no value in that. Just me personally, I see no value in that.
You know, to just start streaming from there, that is huge. And to have that free, all that stuff you set up on OBS is kind of just condensed to a button you could press and it's there. That's huge.
I don't think that's that big of a deal. If that was actually a big deal, then Xbox would be destroying the Switch right now in sales.
Well, that's not the only thing, but it's the little things that add value to it. It's like I'm paying $20 for just so I could log in my Smash account. Like, I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to pay. I mean, if it's as bad as you guys are saying it is, you don't have to pay for the online play. You guys are saying it's trash. You guys are saying it's horrible, that there's no value in it. Then don't pay for it. I actually back up my words. Unlike you two here, okay?
I don't pay for it.
I don't pay. I don't pay for PSN and Xbox Live. I mean,
okay,
sorry,
I'm not saying you did. I don't pay for it.
I don't pay for that. And I back it up by saying no, and I give you guys the facts. Mandy's like, oh, it's trash, it's horrible. Oh, I'm gonna pay for it.
I don't have the luxury not to pay for it. I have Smash. I have other games to play.
You have the luxury.
You know how many games I would like stop playing just because I stopped online, or playing with other people
no value
online?
With the service. So obviously there's value if there's games that you want to play online. That creates
but
value.
But is that forced value? Because now you have
forced.
There's no such thing as forced value.
You know how much people
because it was a value and now it's a new value.
That's the stuff that gamers make up to justify being pissed off about something. Well, you're not forced to do anything. Nobody's forcing you guys to buy anything. Look, this is logical what I'm saying. There's no such thing as forced value. If there's a game that you want to play online and you want to pay, you have to pay to play that game online. That is value because you want to play that. That creates value. There is nothing on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One that I feel compelled to play online. They're not forcing me to do anything. I'm not compelled to play anything, so therefore I don't have to buy it.
But isn't that good?
Huh?
Isn't that a good thing that you don't have to buy it?
I'm not making up excuses like, oh, forced value. You know, like I'm not making up excuses. You know, like forced value. That's not a real thing. Like there's no such thing as forced value. If a game is good and you want to play it online and you have to pay to play it online, that is value.
I only see it as forced value if it was a game like Splatoon where you were playing it online, no problem beforehand, and you love it and you're leveling up, and now you can't play. You're stuck behind a paywall. Now you're forced to pay if you want to continue on. If not, now you can't play maybe your favorite game or the game you're playing a lot now.
VC says there is no such thing as forced value.
I think it's right and wrong. There's
no such thing as forced value. That doesn't even make sense.
I think Nintendo has created that with some of their games.
That doesn't even make sense.
Online.
That doesn't even make sense.
100% it makes sense.
No, it doesn't. That's just an excuse. That's just an excuse. It's an
excuse to now pay $20 to continue playing.
It's an excuse.
Mario Kart
if there's a game that you want to play online and it costs money to do so, that is value to it. If you want to play, value.
The same thing I was doing for $60, I have to pay $80 now.
If I felt like playing Uncharted 4 online, it's not, oh my gosh, I'm forced to buy it now because my membership ran out, or because it was free on PS3 and now I'm forced to buy it because I love Uncharted.
That's not the focus of Uncharted 4. Look at a game. Look at Nintendo.
I like the multiplayer in Uncharted more than I like the
but do you want to play it online? You like the multiplayer, but you want to play it online.
It's not enough for me to call it forced value. Now that they're charging me for it, I'm not making up excuses. I just don't like playing it anymore.
X amount of money to play.
I'm not gonna make up stuff.
There's rights and wrongs in this debate. It's been going on for too long.
You guys are making up stuff. You guys are like making up forced value. That's the dumbest thing. I hear people say that all the time. I'm forced. Nobody's forcing you guys to do anything.
No, it's not. It's not a force of. It's not a force of making you as someone do something. It's forcing the game to do something. It's forcing being like, do I continue playing this or not now because I love it? But that's just like you with Uncharted. You like the online, but now you got to pay, so you don't want to do it. It's the same thing. I want to play Splatoon. Dang it, now I got to pay $20 more. So my $60 game that I've loved playing and playing online, now technically to me, if that's the game I'm playing online, is an $80 game now, just to play online. And then next year it's another $20 to pay online again, and online again, and online again, if I'm still playing. So I do think that there's right and wrongs to both situations. I think you're right in most aspects, and we're right in some aspects. So that's called a debate, folks.
No, and I agree. But I think that is literally just fabricating something in order to say that you don't. If you don't like the online, that's fine. But saying forced, that's the thing that I'm like, no. If you don't like it and you think it's not worth it, then that's fine. But if it's not worth it, then don't buy it. I'm very clear cut in what I think when it comes to it. I don't think PSN and Xbox Live is worth it. Therefore, I don't pay for it. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh well. And I have games that I played online on those systems, but it ain't worth the $60 to me anymore, so I don't pay for it. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, nobody's forcing me to do anything. Now, I could sit here and lie to myself and lie to everybody out there and say, you know what? I'm being forced to pay for Uncharted now. You know, like I can sit there and do that. You know, I mean, is that right? Is that technically correct? I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. That's just me making up excuses.
I guess the rest of the game, yeah, I do think there is a bit of force into it. I do think that there is a bit of force included into you have to do this to get to the rest of that. And especially in Nintendo's case, where you had, for most games, you had that, and now you don't unless you pay.
Nintendo already told us from the very beginning that they were going to charge for online. So whether they charged for it before, it's not like they blindsided you with.
If they did it at launch or close to launch, that's a different thing. But then a year and a half, where
do you guys not understand what the definition? Avedon saying this. Do you guys not
understand
what semantics is?
Semantics do matter.
Do you guys not? It doesn't matter whether they charged you $20 before, whether they charge you $20 now. It doesn't matter. It's still $20. It's still going to be the same crappy service that you guys are saying that it is. It's still going to be the same crappy thing. It doesn't make it any better or worse because they charged you however many years ago compared to them charging you now at this point. It's still crap. That's called semantics.
It's all crap. Everything's crap. Video games are crap. I hate them. I'm just gonna stop playing games.
That is semantics to the definition because it doesn't. Nothing changes. It's still a bad service, and it probably would have even been worse if they charged you back then.
Yes, Nintendo is a bad service.
It would have even been worse if they charged us back then because it probably wouldn't have been ready yet. Yeah, you guys are saying, oh well, if they would have charged us then, it would have been better. No.
Hey, then we can all rightfully complain about no force thing at that point.
The service would have been worse.
General, cool. It sucks now. It would have sucked back then.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
What are we arguing about? Let's move on already.
Actually, we took up so much time with this, guys. I actually already have to go. Although I will get some donations. And Mandy, I think Mandy wanted to say something. Mandy, go ahead and finish off.
I'm good. I mean, we could just agree to disagree.
Okay, we got a bunch of donations during that. So Brian donated $1.99. K19 donated $2. Auron donated $1.99. Let's see. David Drayton donated $20 and says, Stephen A. Essence, I love the debate. Keep it up. Nice. Man. Shout out. He says, let me get some comments here, guys. Sorry, we're not going to be able to read off everything because I do have to bounce. Hunter says OJ is right. We'll talk. I guess we can finish off. OJ is right. No one is being forced to do anything. VC says,
oh, you're just gonna read all the comments that back you up?
No. VC says Mandy's the truth. Mandy said, you know, they agreed with you and they agreed with what you're saying too. VC said that as well. He said that he agrees with what you guys are saying. Firelord says that OJ's arguing with everybody. Avedon says, but it didn't cost money prior, and now it costs money. The quality of the game didn't increase. That's kind of foul. So he's basically saying he's bringing up the same semantics argument. Well, you know, like they didn't charge before, so if they charged before, it wouldn't be as big of a deal.
It's that's where the force value. It's a fake value now. That's where maybe a better word's fake value than force value. How about that? It's a fake value.
Like I said, I would agree if you didn't know. If they blindsided you with that, but they didn't.
Because not the general consumer of a Switch, like not the people like you and me or Mandy who are up on all this internet stuff. The general kid or the parents are buying for the kids. Maybe they didn't know the Nintendo Online was going to come. They just wanted to switch to play his games, and all of a sudden they hop on Splatoon. You know, Timmy, this 8-year-old's playing Splatoon, and all of a sudden it's like, you got to pay now, and he's like, Mom, I got to pay now, and the parents like, why do I got to pay now? It was free. That's a fake value, my friend. That's false. That's a false narrative. I don't like that, Nintendo.
Well, I mean, that's. But
that's the way it is. So that's what we're living.
A lack of information because they don't put the. I mean, Nintendo told everybody, and if you don't want to follow up on that,
it's a kid.
Kids have cell phones and everything. My
daughter,
but
kids aren't like on Kotaku, like, oh, okay, here's the news, or they're not on all these websites.
Nintendo put it directly to
watching YouTube videos from like you and
directly on your Switch. Nintendo put it directly on the Switch news section. So,
listen, the 8-year-olds aren't watching you on YouTube; they're watching Jake Paul and stuff like that. Okay.
I agree. I mean, if anything, I want online to be free. That you know would be dope if online was just free, like PlayStation free. All that
it should be, and I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I think Xbox started the Xbox 360 started it. They ruined it. I think Microsoft ruined it.
Well,
PlayStation was like, hey, let me jump in on this too, and then now Nintendo jumped in, so everyone sucks.
Yeah.
PC, it's free, so buy a PC. There you go. Buy a PC. You just can't play. Well, on Microsoft, you can play Microsoft exclusives on your PC, but PlayStation and Nintendo, I mean, you just don't get those games. Just play on your PC. It's free online, and you get better discounts on Steam.
Well, I think when people talk about everything should be free, these companies know that they can create value by charging for online.
Fake
that's
value.
the funny thing.
That's fake value
they can create value by charging for
it.
online. That's the
It's
thing.
created value because it's fake. That's fake value. There is no extra value if there's a part of a game that has something included, like your precious Uncharted games. Oh, I like the online. Oh, but you gotta pay to get the online part. That's fake value because there's a paywall there now with something that should have been included in your $60 package because it is included. But now you gotta pay for it. So
it's not. If they're offering a service and what you've got to pay for, then that's not
now,
fake value.
You're forced to pay for it now if you want the rest of it.
Even if it's PlayStation 4, Xbox One, they're all creating.
Why isn't there games that come out for $30 or $40 and saying, okay, you get this version, it doesn't have any of the online stuff, so there's no multiplayer with this version. Pay $40, you just get the
They've
campaign.
done stuff like that where you can get like part of the game or whatever it is,
Where?
but people don't like that.
Name me all of the examples.
They've done games where you get part of the, like you can like not pay for, like what was like the Madden the season pass or whatever. Where
okay, no one cares about Madden.
Okay, I'm just saying, like they've done that before where you can get like part of the game.
Talk about important games.
What I'm trying to say is this: if a company, they are obviously creating value because people are going out there and buying the games and playing the games online. If you guys think that it's forced, that's fine. You guys can think that it's forced. But at the end of the day, or if you think it's fake, they don't care.
Fake value.
They don't care.
Of course they don't care. They like money. Everyone likes
They
money.
don't care. They feel that they've created value because you guys are going out there and buying the online and paying for it, right? So,
hey, that's why people have Patreons, right? Hey, what do you get exclusive on Patreons? You get extra stuff that you can pay for in an exclusive, right? You can pay for more, or you're not forced to. It's a forced value. If you want more, you pay. You know, you throw a little extra money. So there you go. Boom, brought it back. This is a great debate.
I don't know why VC keeps on saying, but if the online services don't improve, as if I said anything against that. If you go all dumb with your stupid video, VC, and sit here saying that I didn't think that it should be improved, seriously, I'm going to destroy you and your video, okay? Let me just say that right now. If you go on there and try to slander me in any type of way, my man, I'm going to body you so hard with the facts, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to completely shut down you and your bad channel. So you better not do that, my man. You better not do that.
Do I smell a live stream debate between you two?
I don't have a problem debating him. It would take me 5 minutes to defeat him in a debate. It wouldn't take me very long to defeat him because he doesn't listen. He just talks, from what I understand.
How do you win a debate?
Huh?
How does someone win a debate?
Facts.
Well, I'm not even okay. You know,
facts. That's how I would think you would win one. Would be facts. More than opinion.
No printer.
It's
like,
kind
for example,
of like you have to sway the audience.
Like for example, like me and Rerez did a debate, right? And
that's a classic.
All of his stuff that he said was, well, not all, but a lot of it was not real. Like I had facts. He said, "Oh, well, this was this," and I'm like, "No, that's not how it is." And he was like, "No, it is," and I'm like, "No, it's not." And then fact checks came back, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, he was wrong about that." So yeah.
But you make some good points.
I'm actually joking with Firelord. I know you're not in here very often, but I'm actually joking with VC. Me and him, we're actually cool. He's actually an elite ninja and a Patreon of mine, by the way. So yeah, nobody's threatening, and I let people talk. So yeah.
No, it was a good debate. I like that. We should have more debates like that more often. I like those kind of debates.
Mandy, you needed to be more assertive.
Well,
yeah, just interrupt us, yell at us, tell me to shut the hell up. Jordan, shut up, let me speak. I'm like, all right, you got it, man.
My voice is soft. Plus, I don't have my mic, so.
But yeah, all you have to do is move that mic to your mouth and go, shut up, and then everyone will hear. Like, all right,
because Jordan interrupted me, I interrupted Jordan, so you should have just interrupted us.
Yeah, that's what happens. It was a heated debate. We got into it, man. We went body for body, pound for pound.
Let me make sure before we go, because I actually do have to go. I do want to make sure before we go that I say this, because we already got jabronis in the chat, okay? We already got some jabronis. One, I want to say that Nintendo needs to improve the online service. Two, I don't disagree necessarily with people. If you don't think it's worth the 20, don't agree with that. I agree with everything that Mandy said, that they can improve it and make it better. Or that was 3 things that I said. So 3 things. So yeah, those 3 things, I agree with that. To me, just my own personal take is that if the company says, well, there's a game that I really want to play online and you have to pay to play that game online. Like, for example, if you're on Xbox, if you want to play Fortnite, that's a free-to-play game, right? No, it's actually not a free-to-play game. You actually it's behind a paywall. You gotta buy Xbox Live in order to play Fortnite on your Xbox One. Even though on PlayStation and on Nintendo, you don't. But if
that's
you're on
them.
If you're on
Well,
Xbox, you want to play Fortnite, that's that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, that's their thing. So yeah, Mandy, we'll give you your last thoughts on that. Just before we go, because I know we were interrupting you. So if you have any thoughts,
it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, we both had good points, and maybe I'm a little bit too critical, but
no, you're not.
You know, just want a voice chat, man.
You just want a voice chat.
No.
That's all you want.
Just want a voice chat feature.
I don't want to like tell everybody, okay, let's go on Discord. We're about to go. It would be much easier to stream if there was voice chat in the game instead of you have to open all these other things. But that's just me because I play online with other people.
Capturing audio with everything is actually easier.
So this comment made me laugh. Do you not have a phone?
Oh no.
Capturing audio and all that is actually easier on Discord, like through like OBS than like, let's say, using like the built-in voice chat features on PlayStation and Xbox. It's actually much easier to capture everybody's voice and to do everything on Discord. But I see what you're saying.
But Discord,
I don't want to use my phone. That would be
Discord on the Switch would be dope. That would be.
They said someone asked them on Twitter. They said we're down. We'll go wherever and whenever we can.
But then again, how would I?
Yeah, it'll run. It'll be an app that runs in the background while you do other stuff.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I'd probably still use Discord.
I mean, honestly, I'd still use the computer, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
The computer.
It'd be nice for Mandy.
Yeah,
okay,
Discord is still the best on PC. I mean, even because like Xbox has Discord too. And
does it really?
I mean,
yeah.
Now that's a fake value. No,
let Mandy
that's a forced value, my friend.
Yeah.
It's not only, but you know, I've been on voice chat for a long time, so.
Yeah, no,
I don't know why I'm not gonna chat with anybody.
I agree that people already saying, oh well, not everybody. Guys, I know. I freaking know. Though you don't have to tell me, oh well, not everybody. I know everybody doesn't have the setup to use Discord or PC or whatever the case is. I'm talking about as a streamer. You know, it's much easier just to tell everybody like, hey, here's this. You don't have to send invites to everybody. If people have your room, you can just send it. Whereas on PlayStation and Xbox, you would have to send out an invite every single time. Like you'd have to say, okay, join here. You'd have to click on each person's name, say join here, and how the audio works and the quality of the audio is really bad. Compared to, I mean, I did this before back on the Xbox 360, guys. It's really bad compared to Discord, just in general. It's just bad compared to like having it on PC. So I'm just talking about as a streamer, it's much easier to log everybody in with Discord and have the links. Just say, hey, hop on the Discord, my man. You don't have to send any invite to anybody. They can just hop on the Discord. You capture the audio straight from there, from the source, and it's just easy. Whereas with PlayStation and Xbox, gets a little bit murky. That's all I'm trying to say. I know that people would rather have it built in there. I agree they should have it built in there. I 100% agree. I just personally wouldn't use it for my streaming because it's much easier to use Discord on PC. So yeah.
Look forward to more of these types of debates because people are digging this in the chat. People like the energy in the debates. People like this bringing up good points. It's not like one was just BS. Hey, I say you have good points. I felt I had good points. Mandy had good points. We all had a good discussion about it. You know, and who knows? Maybe next week we'll have even better points on something else. So.
Okay, so Danny says Discord is not on Xbox. It's just integrated to show when you're playing a game on Xbox. I thought it was integrated on Xbox more than that, but okay. So yeah, so there you go. There's that. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the comments and the points and all that. We're gonna real quick. We'll start off with Mandy, who might be a little upset that she didn't get to talk more. Mandy, where can they find you? Make sure you go subscribe to Mandy's channel. Where can they find you at?
It's fine. You can find me at Mandy Lee Plays. That's my channel name. I do Nintendo content, but I'm recently gonna do more live streams. Now I need a new mic, so you know, whatever. So yeah, look forward to that, and I hope to see you guys there. So, all
right, can you link your channel?
Yeah, sure. Hold up.
And Jordan, where can they find you at?
You can find me at, I just put a link in the chat, and it's not Jordan Fringe. Everyone keeps typing in Jordan Fringe to at me. It's just Fringe now. You just at Fringe, and then I'll see the message. I did a couple videos at the start of the year here, some new type of content. right now, do some personal stuff. I'm taking a couple week break here again, but I'm coming back with some really awesome content here soon, some gaming stuff that I'm really enjoying making and putting together. So come check out the channel. Almost at 25,000. Since I had my comeback in the sub purge, I hit 25,000. I went right under it. So, you know, like, feel free to come and sub and help that get back there.
You guys go
over.
subscribe to the channel.
So, but yeah, you know what it is. The P podcast coming back at you. OJ, take it away.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm already over the time limit here. I gotta be somewhere. Uncle OJ's gotta be somewhere. So we will see you guys back next week for the same podcast, same time. Well, maybe not the same time, but the same day. Maybe the same day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out the videos on the channel. This podcast will be up probably tomorrow at some point. So if you want to watch the replay, it'll be up tomorrow at some point. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Replay.
Thank you for all the donations. David Drayton with the Big Toby Blaster. Thank you for everybody who donated. We do appreciate that. We really do. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.